Welcome to the chaos.
Welcome back to RabidKaos and another episode of Alchemy Factory. And today things are gonna get a little crazy. I don't need to have that there, so we're gonna get rid of that for now. So, our mission today is to work on the Mercury, which needs turquoise, malachite, topaz, obsidian, and lapis. And we just did obsidian and lapis downstairs. We also have builds for all the other items, for all three of these. But as we said, we want to have a full belt of each one to be able to make 6 mercuries at a time. And we'll get to the quicksilver. That's not going to be all that hard. But with how intricate these builds are going to be, this may take 2 episodes. We're going to try and keep it into one, but if not, we'll end up putting it into 2. I don't want it to be too long of an episode. So, with that in mind, make sure you like and subscribe so that way, if this does go to a part 2, you can be sure to join in on that second part. Now, I've already gotten the recipe for turquoise, malachite, and topaz, and we'll get to the lapis and obsidian here in a minute. Or when we get to them, I'll explain that whole situation. So, turquoise needs flax, and lavender. It produces at 9.8 a minute, so we need 7 cauldrons of it, worth of it. So, that part is going to be fairly simple. And we can put it over around here. But before we do that, we're going to go down and we're going to get ourselves a 3 plant setup just like here. Now, we may end up removing... can't squeeze back there. May end up removing the piping. But we will find that out when that time comes. Alright. And obviously we're going to have to change the plants that are in there in case we have one. I do believe we have a sage in our inventory. So, we're going to start turquoise over here. Bring that recipe back. And plop it in just like so. Okay. We don't want sage. What we need is 2 flax and 1 lavender. That'll give us exactly what we need. So, let's go ahead and get flax. Do that twice. And then grab a lavender. And we'll put the sage down at the bottom so we can quick plant these a little bit easier. So, boom, boom, boom. And they should be filling up pretty quickly. Yeah, that's going. Alright, now we need to make a 7 cauldron stack, which pretty sure we have those too. And this may be one of them. I'm gonna have to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that is perfect. We copied over to here, so now it's time to just copy this. Alright. Oh, did I have enough of everything? Okay. So this will give us our 7 cauldrons. But until we get everything input using these, it's not going to matter. So let's go ahead and just bump those out of there. We got to get up top. So, easiest way to do that there we go. Bring back that cauldron we had. Get it facing the right way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Easy as can be. Of course, we got to get some steam in here. And you know what? We got steam over there. I know that most of this is way too high, but we may end up needing that height with some of the later cauldrons. So I'm going to go ahead and run this pipe a little bit higher than I normally would. So which one are you? Lime water? Steam. I'm going to get as high as I can on this. Where are you? There you go. And we are not gonna have enough iron. Well, that stinks, but it's an easy fix. And hopefully they'll all go as smoothly as that. Come on, get in the elevator. Go down to 3. If they're all as smooth as that, we may get this done in one episode. Obviously, we still got our setup here for when we want to gain more points to level up. We're going to need a lot of iron, so... And you know what? We're probably going to need a lot of... something. I don't know if we're going to need much flax, but we got it. We can bring it upstairs. It's no use to us down here, at least. Alright. And the reason why I didn't decide to continue it here on the 5th floor is because later on, these builds are going to be massive and need a lot of space, so I didn't want to take up what little space we did have available. Alright. Run this over to here. And I believe this is about where the height would be if there were 2 roofs. But I don't know, it's a little bit over the 2nd floor roof. I didn't want it to be going in over there. We will have it come in over here. And we can still send this straight up and then connect it this way. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Almost nailed it. Alright, so this is going to bring us our turquoise once the flash skull gets in there. And we'll just throw a belt out like that. Easy enough. Now, with malachite, our next one, we need 9 cauldrons, but we need 4 plants. The reason for that is because it can take gentian nectar or gentian. So, to do this, we're going to build the setup I spoke about last episode, where we separate out the gentian and the gentian nectar and combine them all together. So, we're going to go see if we have a 4 plant build to get this started with. So that's all 3, 2 and 3. That's low, which I don't think we do. I know we have one somewhere. Now we just gotta find it. Here we go. There's a 4 plant build. And I'm not going to copy over the top, just the back here. Alright. I'm going to copy that. Let's make sure I have enough for everything. Okay. We'll have to get some plants, the plants that we need. But that part won't be hard. The harder part is going to be building this the way we need it. So, we've done this. That's gone. We need 2 gentian, a sage, and we already have flax. So all we need is 2 gentian. So, we're going to go in here. Buy this twice. I am going to get rid of these little bits of junk that we've collected. Now let me bring this back in. Alright, so I do want to leave a little bit of room here. Oh, I didn't save one of these. There we go. So, do I want gentian on the bottom? I think I do. Gentian, gentian, flax, and then sage. Alright. Now, here's where we gotta get tricky with things. Filter splitter. Come out of here. We're gonna set the filter for this to be the nectar. So, nectar will come out on top. And now we need to get one of these going. Copy that over. We'll get the flower on the bottom. And we'll get the nectar on top once this finishes showing us how much money we've made. Surprising we haven't sold any lapis. I'm gonna go take a look at that here in a second. Let's take a pause on that and find out why my lapis isn't selling. We'll go to the third floor. I know the lapis is getting down there. It is set up. Last I checked. It's not making it down. Why are you not making it down? Because this is not set to its target. Well, I feel silly. There we go. Now we should be selling some lapis. But what are you? You're the diamonds. Okay. That was a quick, easy fix. But it's also a good reason to pay attention to the ledger at the end of the day. Because you can see what's not working. That's not the floor I wanted. Oh well. I'll just run along. Get up there. Alright, now back to what we were working on. We do want to figure out a way to get the gentian and the gentian nectar to run separate. So, we both want them going the same direction. So we'll put them out this way. We just got to figure out how we're going to connect them out. Well, with this one I could just simply do that. With this one, I can't do the same thing, but I can do something similar. And this is just going to end up extending the opening of this by quite a bit. Not the opening, the front of this. So that'll go there. Alright. Now, can we line up? We can't quite line up that with that, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to go, or actually I don't see why, no, because we gotta get down. Okay. So, actually I think we have a 9 plant stack somewhere, and if not I can just take the 7 plant and adjust it. Let's go to 3. See what's over there, because I think that's some of our, not 9 plant, 9 cauldron. I think this is where some of our bigger builds are. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 8's a good start. I can work with that and adjust it as need be. So, I do think that that entire side is going to be a problem, though. I need rope. Good thing I checked before going up. So I'll grab a bunch of that. What else am I running low on? I'm actually doing pretty good on almost everything else. Alright. Oops. When we run upstairs, though, I'll stop and grab some copper, or bronze. Because that is our lowest item right now. Go hit that elevator again. Now, the good thing about this is we only need to add 1 cauldron to it. Of course, I keep doing that. Of course, we're going to need to do the build before we attach it, but that's not too big of a deal. So, put that there. Get rid of that. And now we'll have to remove all of those cauldrons and replace them with... Get rid of all that. We'll copy you. And do this. Alright, so bring that back, rotate around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we know how easy it is to just copy this over. I mean, I don't need to be up there for it. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 to go in, in, out. You finally got one. There we go. And then just copy this again. Rotate it. There we go. And rotate it. So, here's where things get a little bit tricky though. Right? We got 2 going in here. We have a total of 9 plants, so 4 and a half of them are going to have flowers. The other, I'd say we do the first 5 are flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, they're all flowers. So let's swap. This is going to make things difficult, aren't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's going to make things a little bit difficult. I should have made it with the gentian recipe as the base and just swap the bottom. I'm worried I'm not going to be able to reach that top one. Yep, just as I figured. There we go. Alright. So, now that's done, we're going to have a full belt of gentian flowers coming in here. So it's going to hit them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to need to still go up anyway. And tear out this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After it gets there, we don't need that anymore. But we got to find a way to get this in there. So, we got to get that up to here, which will be, if that's lined up perfectly, we just need, that's perfect, exactly how we want it. So the flowers will go in there. But that's going to still be too high, so we're going to need to raise it up a little bit to get to that point, but that shouldn't be a problem at all. And then we're going to drag the gentian nectar this way. And we'll put that there, that there. Let me just copy you. Not you. I need you. There's one. And that'll get it all the way to the top. I forgot that, well, didn't forget. Didn't realize that this needed to be a 2 level. So, get that back in. And there we go. So now I should be able to just hook this up. Almost. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get the rest of this stuff out. So, put that there, put that there, there, 8 there, and there. And honestly, no, not you. Yes. We'll put you exactly like we need you. That gives us a little bit of room. I do need to put that there and then bringing back the... There we go. That worked? Alright. Let's copy this and cut it out. And bring it a little bit closer. Does that really work? No, not quite. I need to bring it up a little bit. I need extra room, and that's fine. I can work with extra room. I also got to bring this over. Almost forgot to add this in. Because that nectar would not have gone anywhere. And it would have ruined the whole thing, because that would have just been clogged. So, that's that. that's all done. Let's get the flax down into the bottom here. Bring this over. Alright. This actually works out pretty good by needing this for the sage. Because now we can hook up our pipe this way. Alright. Bring that there. We are going to have to drop it and... Oh, you know, we don't have to drop it. We can just hook that right up to there. This is a bit of a funky build, but I kind of like it. It's different. And I do have more space than I need, but not by a whole lot. It's not taking up a ton of room. And that's what really matters. So, there's our malachite. This is where things get a little tricky. Those are not plants. We're going to have full builds for this. We do still have the gentian nectar set up. So, we use 2 plants. I wrote 4 plants, but the reason why I had done that was to remind myself that I needed gentian nectar and gentian. So, I noticed that said 80 and 80. Okay, I was going to say, there's no way. But, we need to copy this whole section again. So, well, honestly, what we need to do is copy this whole thing again and make some adjustments to it. That I can do. So that is what I'm going to do. We are going to keep it away, obviously. We are going to get rid of this whole thing. We don't need it. We don't need you. We don't need you, you. Get rid of you. Get rid of this. Alright. And this. Now, I'm going to move it one more time because it is going to be quite in the way. What do you mean you're over? Oh. There we go. We are going to have to get rid of all of this. Copy this over. This part isn't changing. Alright, so we'll climb up to the top. Here's the part that's changing is we need 13. Oh my goodness. The game does not like me doing this right now. Is there a ceiling? I could not for the life of me figure out why that was happening. Whoa, gosh. Alright. We'll try this again. Just this time closer. So I don't have to jump. There we go. BR, bring that back. Turn it into place. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh boy, come on. 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a lot going into this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm probably not going to need you. Oh, maybe. We'll figure that out in a minute. Here's the problem. I have now lost my ability to get up there easily. luckily, by putting these in first, you don't really need it. One more. It is harder to see, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, topaz takes a lot by using cauldrons, but it is also the quickest way to get a full belt of topaz. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. This is the part that gets a little tricky, is trying to find out that sweet spot for it. Once you get that green, if you can get that little bit of green, like that, all you gotta do is use caps locks and your caret key to move it up. Up. Perfect. And then rotate it. Turn your caps lock off because you want to change the height of it, obviously. And we're good on that one. So, hopefully we have a little bit better luck with this one. We're going to confirm that. Place it. Place it. Alright. Place it. Place it. Perfect. That one went a lot smoother. And so far, so good. Now here's where things get a little tricky. We do need to change this, right? Or do we? I suppose we could leave 5 on one and 8 on the other, because each one is putting out 4.7. We're going to have a full belt. We're going to have excess of this. So 4.7 times 8 is 37. I think we can make it work. But it's also why there's going to be 2 flowers. Because, yeah, you can do it with a full belt, but the math doesn't equal out. So that's why there's always going to be a little bit more. So we can work with this. I suppose I could have built extra, so that way there was an even number of cauldrons. But that is the cauldron we need for topaz. Let's go ahead and buy the flowers or the seeds. 1, 2. That way we have them in place. If anyone happens to notice anything I should be selling that's not being sold, let me know. I happen to notice the lapis because it kind of stands out. Alright. Gentian. Now's when things get a little tricky. We need unstable catalyst and we need growth potions. Well, let's see what we end up with going into our blueprints, because we have a growth potion, a self-feeding growth potion. We're going to need a lot of stuff for it, and it does take a lot of room, but it is the best one we've got right now. So, let's go down to the 3rd floor. Oops. Take a look at what we're going to need for this. We need... Wow. I'm surprised we were perfect on steel almost. Let's go down to see, do we need anything on this floor? Do we need any copper? Bronze. We need a lot of bronze. About 550 bronze to be exact. Ooh. That's not good looking. That is. I'm going... Okay, that's still moving at least. So... do we have room for one right here? I think so. Yeah. That'll help get this moving again so we can start getting some bronze built there. Now, what else do we need? Do we need any iron while we're up here? No iron needed. Everything seems to be down on the bottom floor other than the seeds, which we can run across the street to grab. We're gonna need nails. We are gonna need glass. We are going to need rope. Let's take a look. What else do we need? Wood, clay, and seeds. Clay. We'll grab one of these while we're here because we're going to need it. Wood. Let's see. Is that enough? Not even close. Well, it is close. But 2 more stacks will do it, I believe. Alright. And we need 1 sage, 6... Oh no, we're not going to have enough room for everything. Luckily I have some stuff I can get rid of. So 1 sage, 6 chamomile, and 16 red currant. The 16 red currants was what made me worry because we weren't going to have enough space. They only stack in 10s. Alright. Oh, they stack in 20s now. Okay. Or maybe I'm just thinking of something else that would stack in 10s. So, we should have everything we need for this, correct? Yes. Alright. Now, the self-feeding part is not going to self-feed feed itself, so we are going to make an adjustment on that. Go up to 7. And when we go up there, we're also going to take a look at... Oh, well, never mind. It is doing just fine. Let us build our self-feeding growth potion, which takes up so much room. I need some space to be able to work with it so I can remove some pieces. There we go. So, I need to remove all that. Remove this entire back row here. Remove this entire bit here. But we will keep that part right there. There's going to be salt, I believe. Yep. And that just goes into here, because that's all it needs. And obviously it's going to need some steam. So, now that we've got this all built... Actually, you know what? I'm going to redirect the belt a different direction. Yeah. And I also have to make sure to put in lifts to be able to get our stuff down. Which means all of this can go away too. Run all along here. No. 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 No, no, no. That's not going to happen. So, try that again. Gotta make sure to let go of shift before I let go of the trigger. Nope. Nothing else there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it should be 22. Alright, cool. Now, this part's simple. Click it, rotate it, let go. Just copy it over. 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, I should be able to just copy this whole thing from here, run it over to here, run it up quite a bit. Alright. This is going to be a little funky once I go to lay it down, but, boop, yep. I'm actually going to need to copy this over. And we can get rid of XX. Now, let's try this one more time. Take this, run over, select everything, slide it up. There we go. Now we are going to cut that. That's where it gets funky. Oh boy, did my game just completely crash? There we go. It did not like that, that's for sure. I want to get close, but not too close. And it stinks because it's hard to see with the... Did I really just get it that easily? Nope. Gotta go back a little bit. And I'm just inching back until I see that it wasn't overlapping anymore. Now our steam, we can just... It still didn't work. What? Okay. Not ideal, but it'll work. I mean, we can make it happen. I'm wondering what it was overlapping with. Was there anything there? Okay. Actually, while we are here, I do need to bring the steam up. So we'll get the steam up in the air with all 9 of our iron, and we'll worry about that once we finish hooking up all these belts. The reason why I'm not self-feeding this is because I need to have a full belt of growth potions to be able to get a full belt of topaz. There we go. Now let's just simply run down the stairs to get the iron. Sometimes the stairs are still faster than the elevator. They are not faster if you have to go all the way to the top floor, but, you know. Jumping down two flights isn't too bad. So, and I'm as quick as those first 2 went, I definitely overestimated our abilities to get this running completely. This may be a problem. We are going to have to add to that a bit. So, that should be the steam. I'm hoping that's the steam. Whew. Okay, that's the steam pipe. Good, good, good. Whew, that was close. Had me worried there for a minute. Alright, so if you're making salt, why are you not coming down? There we go. Alright, so that'll get that. Now, we need to move this into the middle. Or do we? No, I think what we do is we go and we get our other build that we need in here for our unstable catalysts. And that is going to be super simple. Materials-wise, maybe not, but building-wise, just run on over here. We could grab that unstable catalyst there. That is what we needed, right? Now I'm double guessing myself. Let's head up top there. That is... Yes. And we don't want to go down for it. We want to go up so we can get the cauldron recipe that makes the unstable catalyst. So, all the way to the top floor, 17. I almost forgot that we didn't change our blueprint to include a cauldron recipe to make the unstable catalysts. Which is something we're going to have to remember, because one of our future recipes is going to need fertile catalysts. And you know what? I forgot I didn't leave it up here anyway. It's part of this build. Right here. And there's definitely going to need to be some changes made to this. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I suppose I could take it from here. We'll take that. From that, we just need some nails. Let's go ahead and set you down to the 3rd floor, and we'll take the express route. Grab some nails. And, oh, we're gonna need seeds, but we got the box up there. Alright, now, this is gonna be for our unstable catalyst. Again, we're gonna have to make some changes. We got that there. We're going to take this flower build. From right here all the way over to here. You know what? Now I think about it. How many... Oh, that was close. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like. Okay. So we can do the same thing. We do want this to copied over just so I can copy the recipe over, which is all gentian. So we don't need to separate. We do need 3. We need, yeah, we'll do 3. 3 gentian setups, exactly like this. And then, I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to do this. 3 actually won't cut it. We need 4. But I wonder, can this switch to gentian nectar too? It can. Okay. I'm curious. What happens? Okay, yeah, I didn't think that would happen. So I have the options. We'll keep these as gentian nectar. We'll do what I was worried about before. If we do 4, we have this one feeds them all with the flowers. These 2 feed them all with flowers and nectar. Then we need another one to... Oh no, we only need the 3, because we'll need another one to split it with. Half will be gentian, half will be nectar. Alright. So, get that there. Ah. I gotta copy this over first. We're gonna have to do this the same, similarly, over here. So we will put you here. Get rid of this right here. There we go. Yeah, we are definitely going to need a boost to our fertilizer. So that will be something that we add in between episodes, so that way it can start running beforehand. Luckily, with the filters in the cauldrons now, that's not something that will ever get in the way of things. So I need to copy that. Not quite. I need to do that. Now, This will be interesting. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. I should really send this one. This is the one that's got to change. Because I need to get rid of this and all of that. Not you, you, and you. The nectar is going to have to go this way. So, flowers, nectar. I do need to raise that up though, so that you can go away. And it'll put you at this height. Now this is where things get interesting. We need to get you to the ground. That part's fine. Which that should connect over to there. Perfect. Which will go... We'll go ahead and get rid of that while we're at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be perfect, because we only want 5. So, get rid of that. And this is where we send in the nectar from. Not there, but one up. So the nectar will go in there, come out there, that should give us the 10 we need. Again, this is probably correct. To be sure, we're gonna copy this. We're gonna go on up there. Bring that back. Rotate it in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. Okay. We'll see what's going on here. Alright. I forgot we just pulled that right off. No, we just want that gone, that gone, that gone. Alright. Now we'll just have to figure out how we're going to connect this up to there. Let's go ahead and copy this over. Throw. No, you're supposed to cut, not copy. That's my fault. So let's cut you out and put you in place. That should work. That should be correct, but it's not, of course. But most of it is. So this part being wrong, easy fix. There we go. That part's fixed. Now, we got to get this sorted out. Got to raise this all the way up till we get to the correct height. That's not too bad, actually. Perfect. Now we just need 3 gentian. That's the right one. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So, gentian, gentian, gentian. Realistically, this should start working now. Throw that in there just for fun. Throw that in there just for fun. And you get that. Alright. So, we should start seeing a full belt of flowers coming this side. Full belt of nectar going that side. It looks like that's already happened. Why are you not? Oh, because I never put a way out for those flowers, did I? Let me see, did those flowers got a way out? Yep. Alright. Don't I feel silly? This is why you always watch your builds to see what's happening with them. Oh, I never changed these. Good thing I was here to check it. So the bottom 5 go to flower. 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Now, obviously, we need to heat it. Should be our steam. Yep. No, I don't want that. I want... There we go. Perfect. Now we got our growth potions. We're going to have our unstable catalyst. We're going to have our gentian nectar. Or our gentian. I think we are ready to copy this over. So, let's cut this. And come on over here to put it in place. I do need to leave a little bit of space. So we'll go ahead and put that there. This is going to come out and come back around. I just gotta figure out who's going where. Well, I suppose first one can go into here. Our second one, we gotta get creative on how... Oh, maybe I don't want it to go there. Not without at least bridging the gap here. Because with this, we can just do just like that. So let's hop this on over. Throw a bridge across. And connect. So that'll be our unstable catalyst going in at the bottom level. And now we need to get our growth potions in at the top level. Well, not top level. The next level up. We'll put it that way. But the difference is, when we're building this bridge here, we're not going to worry about getting it back down. I'm also not going to be worried about any of this right here. So, X. Get rid of all of you and all of you. I don't need that belt. I do need the pillar. So, that should, in theory, be making us a full belt of topaz. So, that is 3 out of 6 items down. Next episode, it's going to be the 2 hardest. Obsidian is not going to be easy. Lapis, it's not going to be terrible. Actually, neither one of these are really going to be terrible. It's just not going to be the greatest. And it looks like this is all caught up for now. It's going to take a while to fully saturate everything. Once this is all saturated, once it starts moving again, we'll probably have some issues. But until that time comes, we're going to keep rolling with it. But this right here is something we're going to need for the lapis. Why build that whole setup when I can just get the impure silver powder? Why? We already have the broken shard setup, so we just continue building that. And we can get rid of this. But that broken shard setup, that can be used for the lapis, because we want to turn him into the crystals, and it can be used for obsidian. So, this is going to be a big one. And we gotta make sure we get a full belt of those crystals on both. All the broken shard, if we look at its progression, you cut a full belt of broken shards in half to get a half belt of dull shards. Then you cut it again, get a quarter belt of shattered crystal. So, not taking into account any of the outputs like this, we're gonna need 4 full belts of broken shards just to get 1 belt of shattered crystal on each one. So this will have to be done 8 separate times. And with it being at 5 a minute, we're gonna need a stack of 14 of them to get what we're wanting to get. So it's probably a good thing I don't have a floor in here for the next floor. I have little pieces here and there, and I'm not entirely sure why, honestly. But I think I was doing a little bit of testing on stability, and it looks like. Now you know why I said things are going to get a little crazy. It's going to take a little while. But make sure you come back next time to see us finish this off. To be able to see 6 Mercuries being built all together at once. Until then, we'll see you next time.